couple, Leanne and Charlie, are celebrating their 6th wedding anniversary with us. I am so excited about that. We wanted to do something special for them, so we've given them a head-to-toe makeover, some yummy cocktails, and now it's time for dinner. I know you typically do a pasta dinner. Is that correct, Leanne and Charlie?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
For date night? Love that so much. All right. Well, I'm gonna show you one of my favorite super easy date night pasta dishes, and it is my pancetta and porcini pasta. Very tasty. I'm so excited about it. One of my favorite hacks, though, on date night is making it look like I tried harder than I did. You know what I mean? Where you're like, oh yeah, I've made fresh pasta, but you didn't make fresh pasta. You just cut fresh pasta. But that's all in semantics, you know? Okay, so I've got some lasagna sheets here, and they are fresh lasagna sheets that you get in the deli section of the grocery store. And what I like to do is get these and then cut my own pasta. Now you could cut this into like fettuccine size if you wanted to, tagliatelle would be fine, but I'm gonna go with something like, yeah, maybe a tagliatelle. All you do is just cut through with a sharp knife. If you wanna be extra cutesy, if you're still in that stage of your relationship, you could do little hearts, little I love yous, you know what I mean? But all you do is just cut through those noodles, and they cut super simply. Also, you could write out your love bug's name if you're, again, feeling extra cute. I've never been like a cute dater, though. I've always been like, whatever, it's fine. But, you know, I think the first dish I ever made my husband was a pasta, and it went absolutely terribly. It did not go well. It tasted like nothing. It was bow tie pasta, which I don't know why I chose bow ties, but I did, and that is why, to this day, I hate bow tie pasta. I blame the shape of the pasta on the poor dinner, but that's okay. Now, I've got these noodles here cut about 250 grams-ish, and I'm gonna add that into some nice boiling water. So I've got some water over here, just on the boil. I'm gonna add in a good amount of salt, because anytime you're cooking pasta, you wanna season that water, because that seasons the pasta as it cooks. So I know, fun, hey? Oh yeah, girl, we go salty. We go like ocean salty. But if you think about it, oh guys, I'm sorry. If you think about it, there's a lot of water here, and most of that water just goes down the drain, so it's all good. You're not eating all that salt. So I'm just gonna add those noodles on into the pot and let those start cooking. Now in this pan here, I've got some pancetta, just about 6 or 8 slices. It cooks up super quickly. It's nice and crispy. I'm gonna remove that from the pan, and as you can see, similar to like bacon, that pancetta renders out that fat, and you're left with that little bit of delicious, kind of sort of smoky, sweet pork fat that you can then cook things in. So it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm just taking out that crispy pancetta just to maintain its crispness. And then into there, I'm gonna add in a little extra oil just to keep things moving. This is where we start to build the sauce. So into that pan, I have got 1 shallot that I've minced up really, really fine. Typically, I'm someone who likes to, you know, cook my alliums, my shallots, and my garlic on date night, 'cause nobody wants garlic breath on date night. Unless you do, and that's good for you. Give that a good mix up. Now, while those shallots start to cook down and get a little bit golden brown, I'll season those with a bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And then I'm also gonna add in the mushrooms into this pan. So over here, I've got porcini mushrooms. And porcini mushrooms are not really available fresh, super easy in Canada. So I always buy dried. They come and they kind of look like this. They weigh nothing, but I call them the budget truffle. They kind of give you a truffly flavor, really nice and earthy and delicious. And to use these babies, all you do is soak them in some warm tap water. So I've got that soaking for about 15 minutes, just until they're nice and plump and tender. And now I'm just gonna remove those from that water. This is the thing that looks kind of weird. Give them a little bit of a squeeze out. And don't get rid of this liquid, because basically what you've made is a delicious mushroom broth. That's gonna have a ton of savory umami flavor in there. We're gonna add some of that to the sauce later. But before we do that, I just wanna chop up these mushrooms. Just give them a rough chop if you like big chunks of mushrooms. You can also go finer if you want. Now I'm gonna add those on into the pan with that shallot that's cooking down beautifully. Give that a mix together. And then I'd wanna cook those mushrooms down for just about 2 minutes to pick up a little bit of color. Dried mushrooms are great, because again, they're very inexpensive. They bring a ton of flavor, and even though it feels like you're buying nothing, once you rehydrate them, they're nice and juicy and delish. Now, Leanne and Charlie, do you think you have enough alcohol over there? Because I'm gonna add some into the dinner. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, that's
oh,
okay.
Get it, girl. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna deglaze this pan with about a 1/4 cup of dry white wine. Now this is where I use what I call Tuesday wine. And Tuesday wine is the wine you don't feel bad about cooking away. Just something you like to drink, nice and dry and tasty, but don't use the fancy stuff. Keep that for your glass. Give that a stir. Oh my gosh, immediately I smell that wine. It's like a wine facial, always a good thing. Now into there, I'm also gonna add in about 1/2 cup of this mushroom broth. That's gonna cook down. I just wanna bring that up to a simmer and cook that down until it's nice and reduced. And once that's reduced, it looks a little something like this. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but I'm gonna tell you, it's very delicious. Super, super tasty. So I've got that there. And now these pasta noodles, the water wasn't, I didn't turn my burner on high enough, but that's okay. Give them a little stir. I'm gonna give it a taste because I don't wanna give you undercooked noodles. Wouldn't do that on date night. I'm not gonna third wheel like that. All right. Actually, because they're fresh. Oh, those are perfect. Nice and chewy, a little bit of toothiness in there. Perfect noodle. So what I like to do now is just drag these noodles into this pan. Any water that comes along with the noodles is just gonna help build that sauce. So just bring those on over. I should have made more noodles. Guys, you're having a light little piccolo dinner. That's Italian for small. Yeah. Add that in. But don't worry, I'm gonna give you dessert, so we'll get you filled up. Perfect. And any water that comes along has a ton of starch in it. It's got that little bit of seasoning that, yes, I did put a lot in, but that little bit of salt's gonna come over into the sauce as well and just bring everything together. Now give that a little bit of a toss. Honestly, I'm also gonna add in some cheese here. I wasn't thinking I was going to. It's not part of the recipe. You get it special for watching today. I'm gonna add in a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano. You could also do Pecorino if you want a little bit more of a goaty vibe. I'm gonna season that up with some more pepper. We'll hold back on the salt. I wouldn't, I love salt. It's one of my favorite flavors. Pop that in, give that a little bit of a toss, and that cheese immediately starts to thicken things up and get absolutely beautiful. Now, if I wanted, this as alone would be beautiful, but I'm gonna obviously add back in that pancetta for a little bit of crispy baconiness. And then for a little bit of freshness, I'm using a bit of store-bought pesto. Just a few tablespoons of that brings bright green basiliness, a little bit of garlic, pine nuts. And again, it's a store-bought hack. You didn't have to make pesto. If you do make it yourself, feel free to use that, but I like a store-bought, always good. Give that a toss together. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. The mushrooms, that little bit of garlic from that pesto coming together. If you wanna loosen this up a little bit, you can add a splash of that liquid, but this is looking great for me. So now I gotta plate this baby. So we'll bring it on over. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. I wish it didn't have that pancetta in it, because then I would definitely join this dinner party. Then to serve that up, do a little bit of a twisty, pop it onto the plate. Nice little serving. Don't forget, this is the thing, whenever you're serving pasta, you wanna scrape the bottom of that bowl, because that's where all that pancetta, all those mushrooms live. That little bit of extra stuff. So grab out your spoon, give that a spoon over. That beautiful sauce. It is so savory and delicious. And then on top of there, I am someone who likes a little bit of texture. So in addition to all that crunchy pancetta, I've also got here some pan grattato, which is some nice crispy breadcrumbs, a little bit of parm, some fresh basil. Absolutely delish. And then I'm gonna ask over, actually wait, I got a good waiter joke when I come over there. Perfect. This is looking beautiful. Let's see if those lovebirds like it.
Hi, it smells amazing.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Now, Leanne, this is where we test if we really are the same person. Can I offer you some cheese?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
See,
Tell me
you
when.
shouldn't have to ask.
No?
A lot.
Okay, get it. This is my type of lady right here. If I can even see the pasta, you haven't put enough cheese on
Exactly.
it. I agree. There you go. A little bit for
Yes,
you.
please.
Excellent, sir.
Thank you.
Now you want to give it a
Amazing.
taste?
Oh, it smells
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't.
Maybe we should have cut the noodles small. I love, this is the
know.
part where I really third wheel.
And how much time do you have for me to twirl up the
Oh, you
pasta?
good. Oh, that extra, isn't that nice? Well, you two lovebirds. Oh, is it good?
Wow.
Oh, good. Oh,
Thank you.
I'm eating something you made.
my gosh, I'm so excited too. Charlie, I think we're falling in love. Today, we are helping superfan couple Leanne and Charlie celebrate their 6th wedding anniversary. They are getting the full VIP treatment today. I just made my pancetta and porcini pasta for them, and while they're enjoying that, I'm gonna make some tiramisu for dessert. Now, this is a super easy version of tiramisu. It's not 100% classic, not 100% authentic, but it is 100% delicious. And I love it so much. And that's the thing about date night. You want to keep things easy and breezy and foolproof so you look like an absolute wizard. So the first thing I need to do is get to work on the cream mixture. So into a stand mixer, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of whipping cream. Date night to me, all about decadence. And 1.5 cups of whipping cream sounds like decadence to me. Now, you can also do this with a hand mixer, and if you're feeling like you need to like pump up some iron a little bit to look really good for your date night, you can also go by hand, but I'm a stand mixer gal, not gonna lie. Now, into there, I wanna add in about 1 cup of mascarpone cheese. Mascarpone is super nice, it's delicious. It's kind of like the cream cheese of Italian cheeses. Woo, flopped it in there real good. Add that in. And now to sweeten this up, I need 1/4 cup of sugar. Just plain white sugar is all you need. Now for some flavoring, a teaspoon of vanilla extract. If you wanted to here, you could do a little bit of almond. If you're feeling a little risky, a little different, that'd be great. But I'm keeping it classic with that vanilla. Now, you just wanna whip that up until it comes together and has nice stiff peaks. Anytime I'm whipping cream, I like to start it on low, because otherwise it flies all over my kitchen, and that's never a good thing. And then you just start to crank it up once it looks a little frothy. Now, luckily, I've got some of this done. It's sitting in the fridge right now, just staying nice and cold, because that's key with whipped cream. And while that chills, I'm gonna work on the coffee mixture for this tiramisu. So I've got 1 cup of strong black coffee here that I'm just gonna add into a little shallow dish. And into there, we had those cocktails, we had that wine and that delicious pasta. We're also gonna add some wine into this dish. So I've got 1/4 cup of Marsala wine here. If you wanted, you could also use coffee liqueur, not Irish cream, coffee liqueur, but Marsala wine is so delicious. It's a nice dessert wine, really nice and sweet. And it just brings this like real Italian flavor into this tiramisu. Now into there, I'm gonna sweeten that with a tablespoon of sugar. And give that a little bit of a whisk up just to dissolve that sugar. You don't have to heat anything. You actually want your coffee to be cold. So this is a great way to make your date drink your leftover coffee from the morning that you didn't finish, which is always a good thing. All right. Now I'm just gonna go grab that cream mixture from the fridge that I got whipped up. Oh my gosh, it looks absolutely beautiful. Whipped cream, what a delight. Truly one of the pleasures of life. I love it so much. Now, to assemble this tiramisu, it is super simple. I don't usually do it in a casserole dish, but if you want to, you can. But I like to do it in a loaf pan, lined with a little bit of plastic wrap. What that does is it makes it super easy to unmold. You can slice it as opposed to scoop it, which is perfect. And the first thing I want to do is add in a layer of this cream mixture. So I need about 1/3 of that. Always nice and fluffy and delicious looking. Spread that out into an even layer. And if you start making a bit of a mess, that's okay. It's all gonna come out in the wash after, which is always a dream. In my opinion, date night, you just have to like look cooler and chiller than you are. Remember like those first dates when you're way too excited and you make your roommates hide your cell phone so you don't text the guy back all the time? Very chill. Chill and cool are not words that I typically use to describe me, in particular when dating, so there you go. Now I've got a layer of that cream, and now for that ladyfinger layer. So when you're buying ladyfingers for tiramisu, you wanna get the ones that look like they've been on the shelf for about 82 years. Really crispy, really dry. All you need to do is quickly dunk them into that coffee mixture, and then just start snuggling them on into the bottom here. You don't wanna let them soak, because then they kind of fall apart. Just a quick little dunk, gets enough of that coffee and that wine into these little babies. Absolutely beautiful and delicious. And then all you need to do is keep these layers going. You want another 2 layers of cream and 2 layers of those ladyfingers, ending with that ladyfinger layer. And that's gonna give you a beautiful tiramisu to set up in the fridge. We are helping superfan couple Leanne and Charlie celebrate their 6th wedding anniversary with a romantic dinner for 2. So now it's dessert time. This tiramisu has been chilling in the fridge for about 2 hours. You can even make it like 3 days in advance if you've got a planned date night, which is always good. But basically all I need to do is unwrap the top of this little baby. You can see that layer of those ladyfingers that are just soaked in that delicious coffee marsala wine mixture. And to unmold this, basically all I need to do is grab a plate, stick it on upside down, and then very confidently, like you feel when you're going on a first date, flip it over. You gotta go fast. Centrifugal force, I believe, is what it's called. It helps keep things in the pan where you want them. Now, I'm just gonna unmold this. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. And all I need to do is just peel that plastic wrap right off top. You look at that fluffy mascarpone mixture, out of control. Now, you might say, Mary, I see a little bit of imperfections here, a little bit there, but that's what cocoa powder's for. Cocoa powder's the cover-up of the kitchen. So I've got a little strainer here. Just gonna add a little bit of cocoa powder on into there. And then all you need to do is dust that over top, which looks absolutely beautiful. There's tons of coffee in there. That little bit of that marsala wine brings so much flavor. And this is the thing I love about doing it in a loaf pan. All you need to do to serve, give it a slice-a-roo. I know, I'm very excited about it. Give it a scoop. And you see those beautiful ladyfinger layers, which are out of control. We'll give it another slice. Now you can cut this as big or as small as you like, but I went tiny on the pasta, so we're going big on the tiramisu. Little bit there. There you go. Maybe a little bit more of that cocoa just right on top. Just on the plate, little bit of presentation, and let's go see what Leanne and Charlie think. Hi! How was dinner?
Excellent.
Excellent,
Oh,
amazing.
it's
so good.
Oh, good, I'm so glad. Well, hopefully
loved it.
dessert isn't a disappointment.
Oh, I'm sure it won't
I think
be.
you made her favorites.
No way!
Yeah.
Are you a tiramisu girl? Oh my gosh, again, we are like the same person. Absolutely amazing. Do you want to give it a taste?
Definitely.
Okay, let's see.
Oh,
The pressure's on.
so good.
Super nice and delicious. Not too sweet.
No, perfect.
Oh.
Wow.
Nice and soft.
Yeah.
Well, I am
Yeah.
so glad you liked it, and this has been such a
it.
treat
Yes.
celebrating with you and being your third wheel. Honestly, what a delight.
Anytime you want to be a third wheel. Come on.
Perfect. Well, before I let you go, Leanne, Charlie told us that you collect mugs. So to add to your memento for this beautiful day, we wanted to give you a Good Stuff mug. There you go. And you're welcome. I'm sorry, I want to see this mug collection. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And to keep the celebration going, thanks to Hilton Fallsview Hotel and Suites in Niagara Falls, you're getting a complete weekend stay in a spectacular Fallsview room and dinner for 2 at Corsa Italia restaurant. And thanks to our friends at the Skylon Tower, you're also going to enjoy a dinner for 2 while seeing amazing views of the falls. Happy anniversary, you two! This has been so much fun. That's our show for today. Feeling the love, everybody. See you tomorrow for more of the good stuff. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.